Folks, I'm really sorry to interrupt this video, but since recording it, much has happened that with actually, with great coincidence, it actually makes the video even more applicable now. And I want to just say a quick something that, regardless of the risk of actually speaking it, I feel really needs to be said. I sit back quietly and I watch and I observe and I read the posts and comments on platforms of social media of people just entrenched deeply in either side in ideology, just watching the temperature and the happenings of the flow of the downhill runaway train that's lost its brakes. And here's what's become very clear. The left does not like the way the right frames things. The right does not like the way the left frames things. Yet it's only one side that's forced to walk very cautiously on fragile eggshells and even still is being censored. The right calls for unity and they're crucified and threatened for it. The left calls for unity and it's celebrated by both sides, while at the same time it's the left that cheers on the robbing of the voices of millions. Their apparent hatred seemingly just to render them unable to actually sit and talk, but rather taken the easy path of silencing any other view, no consideration given as to why people even have the views that they do, nor the possibility of the nobility behind the views that they hold. It's absolutely true, and I would be willing for anybody to please show me evidence otherwise, because I actually I really hope to see it, and I really genuinely hope that there really are those on the other side who want unity, who still have the principle of empathy, even for those with whom they disagree, who are willing to talk and argue and fight but work out, do the hard work. And I hope for that, because those are the people who must be propped up and lead. Though I fear the dominant voice of the left would actually just reject them, calling the peacekeepers traitors and enemies. But I would really wish to see those on the left who possess character so great as to not hate, but to try to love. But I haven't seen it, especially in the political elite, because even to slightly challenge the fiery and zealous polarized view of they is to ignite a powder keg of just this merciless retribution. And I can't find examples of such character on the left, even in the street level videos that I watch of anyone trying to actually, and even if they disagree, just trying to understand, just to try to understand where the other side is coming from. As an example of those who absolutely disagree with CBLM, still talking to those who support CBLM in order to try to gain a better understanding of them, even when they disagree. There's nothing at all that I've seen, literally zero, literally not a single example of the other side reaching out to understand why those on the right feel the way that they do. Make no mistake, the left's call to unity has nothing to do with unity at all. The left does not want unity. They actually want something very different, from the very top at Joe Biden to all the posts and comments on the pedestrian level of Facebook. Unity is not the desire of the left. The crushing underfoot of anyone who has any even slightly different view, that is. The left does not care about the concerns of anyone else. There's no attempt to understand. Oh, sure, the right is guilty of the same thing. Yeah, to a point. But that's because the right has been the figurative and literal punching bag of the left now for years. When leaders in politics and media on the left call for a hunting down and a cleansing of the country from voters and supporters of the president, that's at least 80 million Americans. And when people, even in my own circle on social media, erupt in this uncontrollable lusts and cheers and celebration, just celebrating even those who are killed, taking pride in the body count of the right, even condemning people who love them and that they claim to love. They, by their words and their actions, however, have made clear that they don't want unity. What they want really is a political and a social cleansing of who they now perceive as their enemy. They want them to be silenced. Then they want them gone. At the very least, they want them absolutely and utterly made to be humiliated, their faces just shoved into the soil of the earth under the crushing sole of their foot. And what's really frightening is that almost all of them cannot even see it. And this is exactly the kind of form blind hate takes. Understand this very, very carefully. Conservatives are being quickly and systematically silenced by the left in culture, on platforms, and in the marketplace of views and opinions, and whether it be political or social. No, the left does not want them to even have a voice or an opinion or a place even in culture. No, they do not want unity at all. In fact, kids are doxing their parents over social media, Facebook and TikTok, for example. As just a few days ago, some kids did with their parents who were innocently attending a political rally in D.C. Even so much as forcing their parents out of work, their own parents out of work, their parents who love them and raise them and take care of them, by getting them fired. Culture and social media and the left, along with those parents' own children, together they celebrated it with pomp and fanfare. I used to wonder. I used to wonder how it was possible that the people of Germany in the 30s and the 40s could ever be brought to the point to where even neighbors and family would betray each other, reporting them and turning them in secret as enemies of the state. I don't wonder how that's possible anymore. Hello, welcome, hello to all of you beautiful and good people, and thank you for being here on this historical day. And it really is historical, isn't it? It's beautiful out here. The sky does seem bluer, and the air even more pure with the new promise of possibility before us. Now, I would request your listening ear at this time in our nation, in which we have seen unprecedented challenge and difficulty. We have seen dark days. As with any tunnel, though, there is a light at the end of it. With any cloud, there is a silver lining. And with our days of challenge in this country, there is not only a light of unity at the end of the dark tunnel that's taken us 4 years to navigate together, but there is such a beacon of hope that it transcends all terrible experiences we have had, that we have been forced and held captive against to endure. And there are some very important things to know, though, going forward. The important thing here is that we come together as a country, remain in a healthy fear. And I know, let me explain. It's okay, because fear is healthy, and it keeps us sharp and aware. And as an old religious text explains, it is healthy and good and even moral to fear God. For example, whoever he or she or it might be to you. Also, trust the well-rooted establishment of the government. Trust everything people like Fauci and the like, they tell you. They're experts. Even though he's come out saying blatantly that he has been deceiving people, understand that it was done so actually for your best, for your good. And give our outstanding media your trust, because they strive long and tirelessly to bring you every fact and matter of reality as it happens, as it is, even against the relentless storm of every unfounded and hateful claim that has been unceasingly accused of them. They are truly the heroes of our time. The only way of unity is to all think alike, and fortunately, to make it easy in this time of unprecedented challenge against our country and culture, that alike has been predetermined for you. As long as you fall in line and do what you're told, don't question the establishment, don't dig behind the headlines for facts themselves, don't needlessly exhaust yourself by going back, as the rebellious among us stir the pot by suggesting, to native sources from which news reports write, and compare that source to our good and trusted media's reports. As long as you don't ruffle feathers, as long as you do accept that you are who this loud and cultural movement, these movements fueled by the personalities and respected minds and woke perspectives of those sports and entertainment and the machine of social media and people of the like tell you that you are, as long as you do not question the fact checkers and quit with the treacherous work of critical thought, then there will be unity. We must also lay down our arms. Why would anybody want arms, firearms, guns, weapons of war, baby-killing machines, assault weapons, military-grade death machines, unless they are those who would dare to stand as inept and misguided children, who would hurt, and worse, our great unifiers, who desire to only bring everyone together as one people, with one common good, and that being the good of all. That's our unity, our identity. We in your government have worked tirelessly. We have written and passed well-researched and deeply thought-out legislation and laid a groundwork that is best suited for every man and woman and child, regardless of creed or religion or gender or orientation or religious affiliation or even race. But we must all agree and work together, encouraging and praising those who do, and publicly celebrating those who abandon other views, apostate views, and join with us in this great society of clean air and good health and happiness as has never been known before. And of course, and unfortunately, we know that there are those deplorables who do not agree with this unifying statement. Selfish people who claim to have seen evidences and dare to think for themselves, even though the authorities and the media authority has told them what to think and already has done the work and manufactured a reality for them to believe. And yes, we have graciously done that for you. And because these deplorables in their arrogance dare to look behind the curtain, so to speak, those of us who desire this utopian unity, we must crush these people emotionally, mentally, socially, and just cancel them outright. Take away any form and platform for them to use the claim of constitutional free speech, because we know that only our side is the approved and researched and agreed upon acceptable speech to be spoken freely. Now, religion, we want people to openly and freely practice their faith. We do, I do. It's a great part of being an American, that freedom, so challenged in other parts of the world. However, when faith goes so off base and radical that it does not align with our value of peace and unity, then, well, it's best that it's reported to our peacekeeper officials, who will hold the responsibility of the unity and peace of us all in their hands and ensure that we not have our great American society endangered by selfish people who don't care about your life or the lives of your little children. To curtail such self-absorbed and heartless rebellion against us, against our nation, against you, our people, and our unified peace, I would encourage you to notify proper officials of anyone you see who could be guilty of this crime against the state and against the nation. We will attempt to gently confront them and help them, reform them in their thinking. And when they do reach reformation, we will have a public channel by which we will bring them before the nation and rejoice at their salvation together as one great country and one great people, as our nation's pledge says, indivisible. Unfortunately, there will still be those who will arrogantly and willfully choose to betray us all and want their way over our way of unity. They are those who dare stand up to us and challenge and disagree. Therefore, they serve this country the best as those whom we must, as much as it hurts my heart to say so, have given us no other choice but to make example of. It's the only way. Unity can only happen when we all think alike and believe alike and accept what we are told alike. Anything beyond that is a selfish act of dictator-like, tyrannical neo-fascism, and there is no place for that in our country. Fortunately, for our unity and our people, there is a network of appointed officials, as the woman here in this video that I will visually introduce you to, who have graciously stepped into that role of selflessly serving us all in our dream of unity.
Come on in, because I want to talk to y'all. We got some work to do. We got some work to do. First, I want to say thank you to everybody who is supporting our efforts. And when I say our efforts, I'm talking about doing things right and in order. There's a good way to do it and a fucked up way to do it. Nobody cares what your mouth is saying. Be smart. So this is just a warning to you. Be careful. Walk lightly. We ain't playing with you. Enough of the shenanigans. Enough is enough. And for those of you who are soldiers, you know how to do it. Do it right. Be in order. Make them pay.
So I welcome you all to this great utopia of peace and unity as has never been seen before by mankind. And it is only possible because we are all in this together, and together as one nation and one people and one unified race of humanity. This reimagined and now realized way of being is our greatest victory as we march forward into this new age and new order of peace-driven, unified governance for the people of this great land. So congratulations on being those on Unity's side of history. Congratulations on being the new, beautifully, only once imagined, but now realized, Neo-Americans.